Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Healing Journeys. My name is Clara Kalinida Luz, and I'm here to accompany you on your healing journey. So today I want to talk about how to connect to the love inside. Now, if you have experienced trauma, especially early childhood trauma, and you either experienced things like abandonment, with a parent leaving or dying, or some kind of abuse or neglect, it can be very difficult to connect to love inside of you. And what ends up happening is that you are always looking for love outside, and you become this kind of needy person who is looking for someone to fill that hole inside of you. Now, a lot of people have this to one degree or another, but there are a few things you can do to change the situation. So I will first talk about neglect and criticism. So if you have a parent who didn't fulfill your needs as a child, or who's very critical, you might be continuously striving to receive their love. And you're not just striving to receive their love, but striving to receive love from other people, as I said. And you can notice this if you're attracting people who are kind of distant or avoidant, and you are trying to get their love. Then you know that you have this kind of pattern. So the trick is, really, the most important thing to do is to realize, first of all, you have to realize that you are now the adult, and you have to take care of yourself. Also realize that you have a lot of love inside you, and that this love can nourish you. And the final step is to let go. This is very important. Let go of trying to get the love from the parent that you haven't received. So unless your parent has done healing work on themselves and they've changed, they are never going to be able to give you the love that you seek. I'm going to repeat this. Your parent who's critical or neglectful of you will never give you the love that you need. And it's very important for you to accept that and let it go, because then you can focus on the love inside you and filling your life with that. Now, I also want to talk about abandonment. So if you've been abandoned, specifically, I will talk about abandonment because this is my experience when a parent committed suicide. In this kind of situation, you as a child probably were around this parent when they were depressed, which can already have a very detrimental effect on you, especially if you're sensitive or an empath. And maybe often children blame themselves for things. It's an unconscious thing. And maybe you felt like if you could have somehow helped this parent, they could have healed and not committed suicide. And if you have this subconscious thought, then what happens is you often attract people into your life that need healing, and you often feel responsible for helping them, whether it's your children, your friends, your partners. And in these situations, it's a very unhealthy dynamic, because you're taking on their negative energy and trying to shift it, which is bad for you, but it's also bad for them, because then they don't have to take as much responsibility for making the change in their own life. So it's quite an unhealthy dynamic for both people. And what you need to do in this situation is realize that you are not responsible for other people and their challenges, and you're only responsible for yourself. And you have to kind of remind yourself a lot, because if this is your pattern, it's something that you are used to doing in your life. So again, you will realize you have this pattern if you're attracting people who are unhealthy, and then you're trying to help them in some way. And what you can do is, you can go back and connect to your inner child soothe her, tell her she's not responsible for what happened. And often what happens is at the age that this whatever traumatic event happened, there are qualities that you should have been developing as a child that you couldn't develop because you were in this traumatic space. So you can work with therapists to realize what are these things that you need to develop. For example, in early childhood, you might be needing play, creativity, things like this. And if you didn't develop them at that time, you need to be developing them as an adult. And so in that case, you can accompany your inner child. Your inner child might be kind of stuck in that space where she's seeing this, literally like in that space in that time in her life, say in the home where you were living, and she keeps going there, subconsciously going there. And you can just accompany her to take her out, to tell her that she's not responsible for what happened, and that it's okay to go out and play, and you can just help her come out of that negative loop. So that's what I wanted to share, and I hope that you are able to find the love inside you. And if you would like to work with me, I will post my website in the description of the video, and please contact me. Okay, thank you so much for watching.